Hey, welcome to the 10-minute daily reality check. Spread the word, spread the love, spread on Facebook. Just don't go spreading it on things we don't like spread. We're both gluten-free, so don't go spread the face. Oh, that is such a bad joke. Don't go spread the podcast on a bagel, right?
Well, don't.
Don't. Yeah. Anyway, today we're going to talk about something that's really interesting. We call it the sexual emotional revolution. But really what it really comes down to is this question we had from one of our listeners. Hey, shout out Jim! Yay, we're shouting out. Remember we told Jim?
Yeah.
We're going to shout out Jim. And it's almost like the Casey Kasem long distance dedication. Remember that for the American Top 40? For those of you who don't know that reference, Google it. That's what Google is there for. Anyway, Jim from South Dakota said, hey, David, hey, John, okay, loving the show. If you took sex away from the person you're dating, would you still date them?
Ooh, that's a great question. I mean, that is really interesting. Obviously, there's so many ways we could go with this. I mean, because you could just say, well, why don't you just hang out with your bros because you don't have sex with them and you usually don't fight with them, right?
Yeah, that's true. Well, unless you make fun of an apartment in New York City.
Once in a while.
Once in a while. The bro fights are nothing. I mean,
if we're going to talk about that, right, we might as well go off on the side of because, once in a while.
No. We're going to do another episode, about bromance and bro fights, compared to, it's called Bro Fights.
Yeah. Write that down.
And bromance,
All right.
So we're going to do another episode about that. As a matter of fact, that will be the next episode. So tune in tomorrow for bro fight and bromance, okay? And how to have the correct bromance. But think about this, okay? If you do take sex off the table, let's say, for instance, let's be honest and authentic right now. Yeah. When we go and we get pussy-matized from a woman, and we have sex too quickly with a woman, right? And the sex is really, really good, right?
Ooh.
We tend to put up with a lot of things we're willing to put up with. And it's funny because if you think about relationships, 6-7 months into it, when the sex kind of dies down a little bit because you're starting to get to know them, you start to think to yourself, I'm not liking what I see. So if we took sex out of the equation in a relationship, meaning hang out with your girl for a week and have zero sex, right? Yeah. Just do a social experiment, okay? And women, you can do this with men. And if you say, David, we don't have sex for a week already, well, then that's a whole other podcast and a whole other thing. But let's presume for those of you that actually have a sex life with somebody that you're recently dating, take sex out of the equation and look at them and say this. Hey, I got a really good idea. I heard this on this 10-minute daily reality check podcast, so she listens too. And these guys said, if we take sex out of the equation for a week, let's see if we can do it. Don't tell her why. Do you guys like each other anymore?
Well, that's a great question. A lot of guys wouldn't. They're just sitting there listening to opinions and thoughts that they don't like. And I mean, I've certainly been involved with women in the past where I didn't like, I was either emotionally attached to them. There's an emotional attachment and a sexual attachment. Like you're just emotionally, under their spell or whatever, and obviously sex goes along with that. But it was more than just I had to get laid, right? It was like I have to be with this particular woman not just because of the sex, but the emotional attachment. But I didn't like her thoughts. I didn't like the way she saw the world. I didn't like her energy even. It was only like her energy when we were hugging and having sex, right? And that was it. So, but then I would put up with that for a long time. And it would, of course, basically, here's somebody doesn't like somebody, but you could call it love somebody or is attached to somebody. So I've been in that, and it definitely leads to disaster. It leads to unhappiness the whole time. It leads to disaster, a drug-like effect. It's only good when you get your high, when you get your hug, or you get your sex.
Oh no, I've been with women like that. I've been with women in my lifetime that it's. They'll come over for dinner or we'll go out to dinner and I think to myself, I just got to make it 90 minutes.
Right.
I got to make it 90 minutes. I got to come up with something. And me and you, we could talk to walls, right?
Right.
And I'm thinking I got to make it 90 minutes. Because
I always say if a woman talks 7 times more than a man, David Wygant talks 7 times more than a woman.
Yes.
Go ahead. I can throw that in.
Very, very true, okay? Really, really true. In many ways. I'll own that, okay? Yeah. But it's interesting because to me, I've been down that road because the sex is so great. Like all of a sudden, 90 minutes of conversation would lead to 4 hours of fucking, right?
Right.
Where we were so good with each other, where it actually gave me the illusion of love. Like I actually felt like I was in love with her. I mean, I actually would utter dumb fucking things during sex. I love you. Yeah, exactly. I love you, right?
Right.
And I would.
Because in that moment you did.
I did in that moment. Then I'd have to go backwards and re-explain myself afterwards as we were laying in bed, kind of snuggling, having a hard time falling asleep. I'd have to say, hey, I got to tell you, I'm very present and I'm in the moment and I really loved you in that moment. But, we're really not in love.
But now that you're talking about, your shopping addiction and the cattiness between your 18 friends, I kind of don't like you that much.
Yes.
But let's fuck one more time.
Yes, and you will. And you'll fuck one more time and you'll shut them up.
Yeah.
And you'll fuck again and you'll get involved in this relationship. And
Yeah.
if you think about it, you and I are very sexual beings, okay?
Yes.
It's an addiction. It's like a pile of cocaine, okay?
Right.
It's literally, we like to snort pussy.
Well, I wouldn't say we're addicted, because then our lives would be
We're not sex addicts, but when we meet somebody we want to be with...
Yeah, we're not sex addicts.
Yeah, we're not sex addicts, but when we meet someone we want to be with, we get addicted to the smell, to the taste,
yeah, that's
the
the truth.
And everything,
that's
right?
The truth.
So it's something that, to me, needs to be avoided for as long as possible to get addicted to the person for who they are.
Yeah, which is the path you're on. I haven't gone on that path yet.
Yeah, no, I'm on that kind of Buddhist spiritual path
right you're now. Just like delaying gratification for a long time.
It's great.
In order to really get to know someone. The truth is I recently had a relationship that was blown in and out in a month, right?
I know, you literally were like,
we had some of the best sex I've ever had, right?
Of course you did.
But now it's already over, right? Where you've been dating a woman for the same period of time and you haven't even had sex yet.
I know.
I mean, this is insane.
It's like really insane.
Right?
It's like
but you guys are liking each other more and more, so maybe your experiment works. I will say I had some great sex.
But remember, we don't talk about our personal life at all.
That wasn't me.
Right. That wasn't me. That was a friend of mine, too. It's
that was a guy I know.
Yeah, it was a guy that I know. It was like my brother. Oh, my brother's married. It was like a friend of a friend, okay?
Yeah.
But if you think about this sexual revolution that we're talking about, because emotionally, when you disconnect from the sexual feeling, emotionally you get attached to them, you decide whether or not you like them, which leads to a much higher plane of soul consciousness with a woman sexually, right? Because when you jump into it, you're right. Sometimes it's like, I remember this girl that used to come over and I used to be like, can you just shut the fuck up? I mean, I don't want that feeling anymore. Or afterwards, you want to go and bite your arm off, but yet you want to see her again the second your boner fucking gets full mast, when you're half mast down below and you're flying at half mast, you don't really want to have sex with anymore. And I think a lot of couples do that. So this is something I want you all to do. The people that you're dating right now, to get a clearer picture of who they are, I want you to take sex off the table for 1 week. I want you to just go and do things with them. Go out to dinner and hang out with them without rushing through the meal and without telling her you don't really want an appetizer tonight, because you want to get her home fast enough. No touching, no fondling, nothing. See if you like each other after a week. See if you really respect each other. Because once you take that oxytocin high and the chemical high of sex out of the equation, holy shit, you might actually hate this person.
You might not like them at all. And that's a real thing. And it happens all the time, every day. And imagine if you did the opposite, where you really liked them and you had great sex. So that's finding that balance, right? But that's the best. Like when you're done having sex and they say something and your brain lights up and you love it,
Yeah, because the braingasm.
Yeah.
Because if you have a braingasm and you feel safe and secure with somebody and you have this amazing braingasm, all of a sudden, the sex is going to be so much better because you like the person. You can actually look at the person and go, you know what? I like you.
Do you think it's important to have a similar point of view, outlook on life, so to speak?
Yes.
Because if you don't, like, for example, I was dating a girl, this friend of mine I know was dating a girl recently.
Yeah, a friend of a friend, right? Yeah.
A guy I once knew back in elementary school.
Yeah, I know. I remember him.
I read it on his Facebook post.
Yeah, John Wolf.
Yeah, John Wolf.
Yeah, I like John Wolf. Yeah. He looks a little bit like
guy.
you too. Amazing
Very
guy.
similar.
Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, but John Wolf was dating this girl, and John Wolf likes to look around. A very optimistic guy, likes to look around the world and see the best in it. I mean, he does notice all the bullshit, but he looks around and looks for the best. And the girl, we'll call her Tina Shepard. Right?
Tina Shepard's hot.
Yeah, Tina Shepard. She was looking around the world and finding everything to complain about. What was wrong with it? Why this place stinks? I
hate New York. I hate Philadelphia.
Yeah, whatever. I hate it. And it was just like this outlook. It was so draining for John Wolf.
Yeah, and when he called his friend David Gant, and they had long conversations about it, right? David Gant and John Wolf really came up with a solution. The solution was, she's an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I kept thinking that.
For him.
I mean, for me. I mean.
Not for you.
Tina Shepard and John Wolf, from what I understand.
Yes, from what you understand.
Had some of the best sex either one of them ever had.
Yeah, John Wolfe was really happy. I mean,
Yeah.
he made David Gant really re-look at certain.
Yeah, when you're talking about what was going on there, it was insane, right? It was great. For John.
For John Wolfe.
For John Wolfe.
Not John Keegan.
I mean, I can't speak for Tina Shepard because she's
No.
not here, but John Wolfe is not here either. But
No, neither is John Keegan. Technically, this
nobody's
is
here.
just John somebody.
Yeah. So anyway, this conversation never happened. But the point is, you got to have a similar outlook on life. If you don't, then it leads to fights and bickering. No, I mean, you don't have to be the same person. But do you think that? Like, I think,
Yeah.
if I'm really going to get emotionally involved with something, we kind of have to. Do you think it has to be as similar as political?
You know,
Do you have the same politics?
no, you just have to respect one another and
Yeah.
be interested by one another and grow. Anyway, we're out of time today.
Yeah,
This
good.
is David Gant with John Wolfe sitting in for David Wygant and John Keegan on the 10-minute daily
Special guest
reality
star,
check.
Tina Shepard.
Yes, exactly. Tina Shepard, we've enjoyed you. We're no longer going to talk about you.
Yeah.
Anyway, spread the love, spread the charm. Tomorrow we're going to talk about something that, to me, is really fascinating.
Yeah.
And this is something that I've been thinking about for a long time, and I think you're all going to really like it, okay? And let me tell you what it is, all right? Because I think you are going to really laugh at this. How to be ungay while having a bromance.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Okay?
Yeah.
Bro fight versus bromance. We're going to talk about the bros in life. See you tomorrow.
All right, come on back tomorrow for more self-help that doesn't suck.